On everybody, how y'all doing today? Welcome to the Red Line. Is your boy the Dean. Class is in session, guys. I hope everything is going good with you. Let's go ahead and get into this right now. Loading all this stuff up. All right, let's get into it, man. This show is being brought to you by several things, so let me go ahead and get these up there and post it. Number one, this show is being brought to you by the Fraternity of Excellence. Make sure, guys, that if you have the opportunity, make sure you check out the Fraternity of Excellence. Also, this show is being brought to you by Tate's The War Room. Guys, make sure y'all soak that up. Go to Tate's The War Room. Also, guys, this show is being brought to you by Tactical Soap. Make sure you go there, tacticalsoap.com, to go ahead and lather yourself up with soap. Last but not least, this show is being brought to you by the world's ultimate event for men, the 21 convention that's going on in Orlando, Florida from October 24th through the 27th. So, guys, make sure y'all check that out. Soak that up and get your tickets. There's a lot of things that's going on right now. A lot of events that are happening, workshops and things like that are happening that you should be a part of. If you haven't been to a 21 convention, man, they are moving things up another level by adding on the workshops that give you detailed one-on-one private conversations like you never had before. So that's something that if you guys want to check that out, please check that out. Guys, how y'all doing? If let me see here, I'm gonna pull up the comments and everything like that, man. So if y'all want to call in, let me go ahead and put the number out there for you guys to call in. The number to call in. Oh wait, hold on. If I can just put the banner up. Sure. Y'all want to call in, y'all know the number. The number is 515-605-9373. That is 515-605-9373 is the number. If you have a question, you can also post that in the chat room as well. And if it's an interesting question, we definitely will add that also on here. But we have a very interesting show for you guys today. And it's one that really needs to be said because so many men out there have relationships, and so many guys out there will not have relationships. So many guys are always scratching their head, always wondering why you can't find the right woman. But okay, hold on a second. Let me bring my dog in. Hold on 1 second. Give me 1 second, George. All right, let me bring him in. George, can you hear me, big dog? Okay, can you say something?
Absolutely, yes.
Okay,
I hear you fine.
Okay, I kind of can hear you, but yeah. So, the show we're talking about today. Oh, George, why don't you tell them about yourself before we get into the show, man?
Yeah, I cut hair for a living. It's my second career. My first career was I was a therapist, master's level, 1,000 continuing at hours, post masters in conflict management, chaos management, crisis intervention, that kind of thing. Written a lot of things, traveled the world, speak, had thousands of clientele, help resolve problems successfully. And I'm enjoying the second half of my life, just relaxing, cutting hair, making people look beautiful. That's it.
All right. Well, today's show we're gonna be talking about why isn't she sexually attracted to me and what can I do? George, a lot of guys out there, I was telling guys before you popped in, I was telling guys, a lot of guys out there, they're always scratching their heads. Okay, well, I sometimes I approach her, sometimes I don't. I may buy her a drink, I may buy her dinner. I may spend time texting her and things like that. But when it comes to having sex or any type of physical attraction, for some odd reason, she's just not interested in me. And not only wondering why, George, but what can I do to solve that? And I like to go first and then throw this on you. Um, I think a lot of guys have the wrong impression. And I've all, and, you know, I'm a hard guy on this. The YouTube generation or the computer generation has done a great disservice on a lot of men because it made a lot of men think that sex or meeting a woman was like porn. You know, you can just walk up to her, say something, and then all of a sudden she'll take her clothes off. And I think a lot of these guys have the wrong impression on that, George, because to me, and I want to throw it to you, sir, to me, it's more of an investment on her part because she has a lot of suitors and she can't sleep with everybody. So I believe that it's more of an investment. What is he bringing to the table that's different from the other guys? George, what say you, sir?
Well, I don't think she's into you. If she is holding out and you are in a relationship, or at least in the exploration phase of a relationship, she's not into you. People make it very clear if they're interested in you. There's no mystery here. For some people, it's a mystery, and they think it's some kind of mystery that they need to unlock, or that they need to do some voodoo of some type, some red pill voodoo. She's not into you, man. I say move on. Now, if you're already in a relationship with the person and they're not having sex with you, there's a possibility that they are with someone else when you're not around, having an affair of some type. Many men have heard this, heard women say, I just can't do that. I just can't have sex with more than one person. I'm not made that way. How many times have men heard that before? The reality is, yes, they can. But let's get real. Nobody is going to choose between not having sex with you and not having sex at all. I think if a woman is not having sex with you, if she's not making love to you, whether it be a girlfriend or a wife, she's getting pursued somewhere else in her little world, in her head. I think you're done. I think that's the beginning of the end. That's one of the first things to go. I mean, I know when I've dated women in the past who were, just out of a marriage, they all have the same story. We had separate bedrooms for the last 6 years. We didn't sleep together for the last 6 years. And I'm putting myself in that man's place. And I'm trying to think, okay, did he just think that she just decided to not be interested in him anymore and just moved into the guest bedroom where she now sleeps with the dog or the cat every night? That's nonsense. That's absolute nonsense. In the past, it was the man that slept in the doghouse or on the couch. Now the women just go into the guest room and they make that their bedroom now. And they make the hall bathroom their new bathroom. And they become like roommates. Affection and romance is one of the first things to go. To me, that is the check engine light in a relationship. You want to check the thermometer in a relationship. Check the frequency and intensity of sex. If there is none on both of those parts, you can bet that they're going somewhere else, either getting it somewhere else or looking somewhere else or being courted somewhere else. It's the beginning of the end. I think men can do themselves a great favor by ending it ASAP. They need to pull themselves up by their testicles and actually do something about it. If you're in a relationship a marriage, a long-term, a common law marriage, it's your duty to provide sex for each other, fulfilling sex for each other. The minute you stop doing that, it's over. That's the check engine light. Those are my thoughts.
Right. And well, what I want to go into, and you are absolutely right in everything you're saying. I think a lot of guys are not even at where you're talking about because they're not even close to getting any kind of affection from a woman, more or less sex from a woman. And I think a lot of guys are scratching their heads wondering, what am I doing wrong? I think I'm doing everything right. I tried to approach her, or I've been hanging out with her and I try to be her friend. I'm trying to get her to like me. I'm trying, our talks and our conversations aren't the best, but why is it that there is no spark? There's no interest. There's no anything when it comes to a woman. Now, what you're saying is right on the back end for a lot of these guys. And to answer to talk just to kind of graze on what you were saying, that's why I always tell guys when they're not doing what they need to do, they get into those allowed relationships. That means you're allowed to have sex with her on her terms type thing. But for a lot of guys out there, they really, who are single, George, who are not in relationships or not married or not living, they meet women on the streets or at the club or at the bar, and they want to have more of a romantic or more of an intimate relationship with these women. But yet, for some odd reason, these women are not giving them the vibes, or they're not giving them the signals, or they're not just interested in them sexually. And that's kind of where I want it. Because again, you're right on everything you're saying on the back end. But I think the majority of these guys out here nowadays, George, they're not having the options that they should. Like, they're like, yeah, I mean, people are having right now who have game, but but a lot of these guys, again, they're wondering, what am I doing wrong? And sometimes, George, and I throw it to you, and sometimes, George, it's not even the what am I doing wrong. They get so upset and mad, they want to point the finger at her, or she's a bitch, or she's a slut, she's a whore, she's this. I'll forget about her. I don't really, and that to me, that's being more frustrated on the fact that you slipped up, but you don't want to take the accountability. But George, I want to ask you, and again, you're right on the back end, but I like to talk more on the front end for the guys out there that are looking for sex and looking to have some type of intimate relationship, but for some odd reason, there's something in their behavior, there's something that's going on that's not connecting the dots. What say you, sir?
Well, let me put it this way. I think you and I talked about this about 3 weeks ago in the friend zone. And what happens is you have to know if you're in the friend zone or not. Women do not have romantic relations with their friends. She might view you as a buddy, and your lack of communication skills and lack of clarifying things. For instance, effective communication is necessary.
Right.
One of the methods of effective communication is clarification. So when a person says, I just don't want to do it right now, you ask them to clarify. Can you clarify that using different words? And if they say, well, I'm just not into it. Well, what does that mean? And you finally push them to the point, or encourage them. I don't want to say push, but you encourage them, and you encourage the issue, because you want to hear them say, I don't want to have sex with you. Because if you don't hear that verbatim, you're still going to have that little thing in your head that says, well, if I just do a little red pill voodoo on them, then maybe I'll win them over. Maybe if I deadlift enough, maybe if I, but so-and-so said, if I say this or do this, then I will have success. It's your communication skills. You have to
Oh,
be clear about what you say, and you have to hear what she's really saying. She might say, I don't feel like doing it tonight, or I just don't feel like, I'm not in the mood tonight. What is the subtext? It's like when you watch a foreign movie, you're not understanding what the characters are saying in the movie, but the words are coming across the bottom. What are the words that are coming across? What is she really saying? Learn, you know, we also like to say, in my generation, read between the lines.
yes.
My father would say something like, dude, just read between the lines. Look at what she's really saying. You're a
Well,
friend. That's all. And what happens is when somebody wants to be with you, there is a sense of urgency. There's a sense of urgency, and they can't wait to be with you. And they go the extra mile. When it comes to women, they will spend 10 more minutes in the bathtub primping themselves, spend a little more time doing their hair, their makeup, wearing something that is that they know would be visually pleasing to you. If you're a leg man, they will wear a shorter dress. If you like sandals, they're going to wear the sandals. But if a woman is just turning you off with everything, but you're still thinking you got a chance, dude, you got to wake up. There's no voodoo in the world that's going to make that woman fall for you. You have been friend zoned, even though those words did not come out of her mouth. She didn't say, can we be just friends? But her actions said, can we be just friends?
well, the thing I think for the majority of you guys out there that you don't see is the first thing that you have to understand is that you're not the only guy that she is seeing or talking to. You got to understand before you even met her, there are going to be guys before you and they're going to be guys after you. So, yes, she has options and she has choices, but her options and her choices, guys, are going to be based upon what you do and how you feel about yourself. No woman finds a man who is scared to approach a woman sexy. No woman finds a man attractive who can't even put two sentences together without stumbling, oohing, ahhing, ohing, and not even looking at her eyes. No woman is going to find a man attractive or sexy that you can't even talk or text. Or even if you get to the date and you don't know what to do, they're not going to find that attractive if you don't know what you're doing. And the problem is, guys, and I hate to say this is just what it is that when she meets you, she knows your story. She knows everything about you before you even open your mouth to try to tell her or lie to her or try to convince her you're somebody else based off of how you approach. But remember, guys, it comes down to, at the end of the day, investment. Now, why would, if a woman's thinking, why would I invest my body, my mouth, my hands, everything that I am for this guy? What do I get out of this? And I don't mean you guys, I'm not talking about dinners and I'm not talking about drinks here. I'm talking about the thing that a lot of you guys don't understand about women, and that is mental stimulation. Where am I going to get out of this? See, you guys are under this impression that, yes, women love sex, and we can talk about that all day and all night. But what a lot of you guys understand is women are emotional. They love, crave, they are driven by mental stimulation. And you cannot stimulate a woman mentally if you are afraid of her. You cannot stimulate her mentally if you cannot even talk to her, text her, or have great conversations? What say you, George?
Yeah, man, I'll tell you, a woman will create a sense of urgency for you if she likes you. That's the first thing. Second thing, I just tweeted this. If you're not following me on Twitter, please do so at George Bruno. I said this within the past hour. All social media is a dating site. You're putting yourself out there. You're putting your life out there. And your social media is so different than your dating profiles, isn't it, guys? You talk a lot of shit in your dating profiles, but the real you is seen on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. All social media is a dating site. Do not kid yourself. What happens is this. I said, position yourself in such a way where if your life is effective, interesting, and fun, and you exhibit leadership and control and mastery over your life, the women who follow you, or women who are the friends of people who follow you, who see your posts and your tweets, will want to see more of you. And what happens is you are pre-selling yourself before you even meet that person. So what happens is social media becomes, when it's run properly, social media is your dating pool. It is your dating pool. And what will happen is this. The future of dating is this. You will meet your next love through social media, somehow, some way. They will have been watching you, listening to you, looking at what your preferences are, and you have screened them because the people who make themselves known to you already know what you believe. They already know what you're all about. You don't have to state anything. It's not like a dating profile. So what happens is this. The women who come after you, or this is how women do it. Women make themselves known to you. They don't chase you, but they make themselves known. And they play a little naive, and that's okay. That's part of life. It's part of the dance. And they ask questions. They make great compliments and such. And they're just kind of hoping that you're not already attached or married or in some kind of long-term relationship. They're hoping that you're going to inquire a little bit more into them. And that opens up the door. And then what happens is this. When you meet them, they want to give themselves to you because they already know you. No one's to a stranger. So what you need to do is reduce the risk. And it's called pre-selling yourself. You are pre-sold. They are pre-selecting you. But you would be naive to think that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead. You would, the average man would be naive to think that you are the only person that she's making herself known to. Women are casting, and I think all people are doing this, casting a very broad net to see. It's like going fishing. You can put one line in the water, or you can bring 10 fishing poles with you and cast 10 different fishing poles. Cast 10 different pieces of bait out there. One or two are going to get a bite. No one's putting all their chips on one hand of cards. It ain't happening. So at all times, most people have anywhere between 3 and 5 people that they could end up hooking up with at any given moment. And don't believe that that's not true, because if you ever went through a breakup and you were shocked that they were out dating the next day or on a dating site the next day, you just couldn't fathom the fact that they were in love with you one day, and the next day they're using the pictures that you took of them on the dating site.
Yeah. Mike left. That's not a true statement. That's why I posted it. Mike, don't. I'm glad that you are lifting and things like that, but please don't. It's information like that that hurts y'all guys. If you want to lift weights, guys, lift weights because you want to lift them. Don't lift weights to pull women. And I'm not saying you can't get women by lifting weights, but don't that this is part of y'all's problem. It's information that y'all are getting on YouTube and online from people who don't even have game whatsoever, because a lot of these guys don't even know the game. George says something that was very important. See, when the true game that was on the streets before the internet, George says something that was very huge. Women used to put themselves in front of or be seen by these powerful men. That's part of the problem for a lot of you guys. You have been following individuals. You've been following individuals that have been picking pieces from these individuals. The game was never about how many weights you can lift. The game was never about your nice clothes or your car. The game wasn't about your houses and stuff like that. That's all that bullshit that y'all young kids are listening to right now, thinking that that's what you need to do to get women. That's not the game at all. And the thing is, like George was saying, when a woman sees certain things in you, regardless if you lift weights or you skinny, it doesn't matter, because no, it's not about how you look. And that's another lie. See, what y'all got to understand is this, man, is that y'all got to start recognizing feminine behavior in y'all guys, man. Women are the only ones that point the finger and make excuses, man, not men. It's not about how you look. Mike, please just sit back and listen to the show, man, because that's that feminine energy I'm talking about. If either y'all going to be a victim and point the finger at everybody, or you're going to act like a female and start making excuses, man. Y'all, I got, and again, I don't judge men. Okay, listen, I appreciate that, Mike. I don't judge men on looks. Okay, so I'm not that kind of guy or man, excuse me. But I've got friends who are overweight, zits and stuff all over their face. Not the what you call the best looking guy. You wouldn't see him on a magazine, so to speak. And yet they are smashing all kinds of women, rich, middle class, and hole in the wall. You name it. They're going through women like a hot knife through butter. So when y'all guys say all that stuff and try to point, this is that right there, George, is a reason why a woman would not even find you sexually attractive if you're worried about your looks like that. Women worry about their looks. That's why they cake on makeup, because they're worried about how they look to the world. Yes, and no one's saying not to clean yourself up and not make yourself look presentable. But what I'm saying is that for this is the information that is hurting you guys. For so many of you guys, instead of taking an accountability, instead of taking responsibility and being honest with yourself, what y'all do and what women learn and notice from you is that instead of just sticking with who you are and going with the chips that you have, and be proud of yourself, because you know what? You can fix yourself up. You don't have to be the best looking guy, because to a woman, it doesn't matter how you look if you can move mountains in her mind. In her mind. Now, Mike Liff, yeah, we could disagree, and that's cool. But fam, again, why don't you go to my website and look at my yakology? In 2 days, I pulled over 47 women that wanted to sleep with me. What say you? And I don't have muscles. I don't go to the gym. So what's the excuse then? How is it I had over 47 women that I posted live and unscripted that wanted to sleep with me based off of my mouthpiece, not for what I was wearing, not for any muscles? And this is the problem with y'all guys. A lot of you guys out there, you think y'all have game, and all y'all do is get mad when you get played. These women out, and hear me out, George, I just want to say this real quick. Women don't get me wrong, Mike, and those guys. Women love bodies. There's some women out there that love men with muscles. That is a fact, guys. I'm not gonna lie to you. But guess what? There's some women out there that don't like muscles. There's some women like there who like guys with guts and beer bellies. So everybody has their own style of what they like. But what we're trying to get you young men to see that y'all are missing a boat on. It doesn't matter if you're black, white, tall, short, skinny, or what you may presume ugly. If you cannot mentally stimulate a woman's mind, gentlemen, key word, doesn't matter what religion you are, doesn't matter how much money you have, if you cannot mentally stimulate her mind, then you are going to have to work to sleep with her. George, you got it, fam.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. You know who really appreciates muscles on guys? Other guys.
Yeah.
I can appreciate that. When I see a guy, and I'll use myself for an example. When I see a guy that's like my age, like 60, who's jacked, might have a tighter midsection than me, whatever. I know I'm in pretty good shape myself, but I know I would have to work 3 times as hard to get a physique like that. I know how much work it takes.
Yes, that's dedication.
So if I see a dude who's jacked, who's like 60 years old, got gray hair, I just think, wow, dude, you are dedicated, and just total respect. It's not being gay. It's not, it's okay to compliment another guy, not too much though, but to respect another man's work. If a guy is doing the work, let it serve as an inspiration to you to do work on your end. That's all. Yes. Now, as far as I think a lot of men lift weights thinking it's going to get them a woman.
Right.
What they're doing is they're acting as if compliments and admiration from men is just going to transfer over to women.
Exactly.
That is not true. There's some guys friends of mine actually that I follow on Instagram, jacked. I mean, and they love doing their weightlifting videos. They love doing their handstands and various exercises and their little 60-second video clips. And I'll be honest with you, I go from admiration to complete intimidation. Yeah. And I'm in awe. I'm impressed because I know how much work it takes to do that. When I have my simple workout that I do a couple times a week, and I look at some of these guys and I go, Jesus, I mean, I just don't have the time, and I don't want the time.
Right.
But I will agree with you that, I mean, I'm not Mr. Atlas, I can tell you that. But I don't have a problem pulling women.
No,
my biggest problem is which one of the 6 women today should I pay attention to?
Yeah.
That's the issue. I'm not working out to get a woman. I'm working out to be healthy. Right. I'm working out so I don't have to go into the next size pants. I'm working out because I want to live longer.
Right.
But I'm not obsessive about it. I work out 1 to 2 times a week. I'm okay. I eat pretty good, get enough sleep.
Yes.
And I will tell you, it is the mental. I don't want to keep using the word game because I don't want to use the glossary of words that all the other players are using.
Right.
It is the mental display and confidence that women like.
Oh, all right. We have 2 calls. And last thing I just want to say on the muscle thing, I think it's great, guys. Like George said, if you guys want to work out and you're doing it for yourself and you're dedicating yourself, I think I commend you guys for the dedication and discipline. But guys, please remember at the end of the day, that weight can't make you romantic. That weight can't make you seductive. It can't make you smooth. It can't make you romantic. And it sure can't help you talk yak. So please understand, that weight might get you nice and physical on the outside, But as soon as she realizes that mask comes off and you don't even know how to talk any kind of yak that is stimulating her, she's a done data. All right, we got 2 calls in. First, area code 201, then we'll bring in 334. 201, you're on, sir. What's your question? What's up, man?
What's up, Steve? I got to ask real quick, because the whole point of this vid is, why isn't she attracted to me? And you brought up, it's not looks, it's not money, it's how you are, how you relate to her, how you make her feel. But I'm sort of mixed, because I feel you got to make a woman feel good. But a lot of dudes would say it's looks. Some will say it's game or it's looks. I'm sort of mixed. What are your thoughts?
Okay.
I just got in. Sorry.
Oh, no problem. Okay, this is what I'm trying to tell you guys. Listen to me. Looks may get you into the game, but it won't get you on the field. You can't win.
It's like a resume.
Well, yeah, it's kind of like a resume, but that's what you have to understand. Let me ask you this question. If you look like if you look beautiful, if you're a good-looking man, okay, and she meets 10 other good-looking men, then
now you gotta have something else.
That okay, and now the light bulb's coming on. See, see what I'm saying? So the question is this: okay, you're good-looking 201. These other guys are good looking. Okay, well, okay. Now y'all on an even kill. Everything's even. Y'all are all good looking. Okay, so now
now who's the real top dog out of you?
Well, it's not even a top dog. Again, it's mental stimulation. Women love mental stimulation, and I don't mean you kissing her ass and things like that. I'm saying that there are certain things, and I go back to nature. You know, there are behaviors that a man must have. And again, it sounds boring and cliche, but if you have no confidence in yourself, you have no confidence in the way you text, the way you talk, and you can't back that stuff up, you have just fallen behind the race of the other good-looking men. Does that make any sense, 201?
Yeah, okay. Real quick, how do you make sure you're displaying that confidence?
All right, I'll throw that to George, and I'll answer that to George. George?
Boy, what a great question that is. This is seriously
very great question, yes.
Very intelligent caller, honest, just pure intellectual honesty. I love that.
Can you hear us?
Yeah, wait, George. Wait, George, you got to turn your mic up. I mean, he can't hear you on the thing for some reason. Oh, wait, right. Okay, never mind. Hey, George, go ahead. Okay, hey, 201, just listen to what he's saying on the computer, because for some reason it's not coming through over here, but I can hear him. But George, go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
All right, cool.
Yeah, well, yeah, just stay right there, 201. Yeah, just stay right there, but just listen. Go ahead, George.
Steve, you brought up the
all right, go ahead, George.
You brought up the analogy of the resume. And having been a counselor, actually one of my first jobs was working as a college counselor in a college. And I used to teach people this all the time. Your resume doesn't get you the job. Your resume gets you the interview. It's the interview that gets you the job. Now, if you think that just looks is going to get you anywhere, it might just get you in front of her. What you do once you are in front of her and have her attention, every advertising expert will tell you this. It's all about what? How do you sell newspapers? The headline. That's how newspapers sell. It's the headline. How do ads sell? It's the headline. So, but that headline is not going to close the deal.
Right.
The headline is the thing that just gets the person's attention. That's why on a resume I used to teach, forget your degrees and listing all your degrees. Have a profile at the top, a well-qualified, seasoned marketing executive who brought in over $10 million worth of business on his last 2 projects. Boom! You get their attention. That doesn't get you the job. That gets the attention of the hiring manager. When it comes to dating, how you look how you talk is going to get you in front of them, but you still have to close the sale.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. 210 201. All right. Let me say something real quick. Okay. 334. We got you. 210. Check this out. You ready?
All right.
Okay. Check it out. Again, let's go back. And George is on point. I'm gonna go on alley-oop from George. Okay. Check this out. You got 5, 10 good looking men. Okay. Y'all look good, right? Like George said. I mean, it's got to be more. So think about this. She's gonna look for the guy that can make her smile, that can make her blush, that can make her laugh, that can make her think, and that will make her react to him. She's looking what a lot of guys don't understand that go with the looks. It's all about the looks and all that other stuff. Here's the problem. The problem is that unfortunately she has met you before, and a lot of you guys don't understand that. And what I mean by this is that she has met you before, me before, and George before, okay? So, and what I mean by that is when she meets you, okay, based on your behaviors, not your body, not your car, not your clothes, and not your job, okay? Based on your behavior, okay, that is going to tell her the story about you. She is going to, okay, let me give you an example. If she, and this, I'm not going to use you because I don't, no disrespect to you because I don't want to make it seem like I'm piling on you. I'm gonna use somebody else to be respectful. But what I'm saying is, if she met George, okay, by the way George is. Now, George works out, George does his thing, but he doesn't use that as his basis of who he is. He doesn't stand on, okay, I work out and, you know, I keep myself well groomed and all that. He doesn't stand on that. But what he stands on is identity. Right. Yeah, you go, fam. Yes. His intensity. He's a challenge. She noticed he's mysterious. He's assertive. He's dominant. He's transparent. He doesn't make excuses. And those things is what is going to stimulate right there. And now don't get me wrong. The clothes and all that other stuff is going to make her say, wow, you know what? He looks nice. Wow, he's attractive. But like George said, it's going to be that, but okay, now that you've got my attention, what do you have to make me want to invest myself in you? See, for a lot of guys that make it about clothes, cars, and stuff like that, don't you notice that you got to take her on 4 or 5 dates? You got to keep buying her things. You got to keep her in your car, and you got to keep this charade going just to get a few crumbs of a kiss or a hug or sex. What George and I are saying is this, and this is where we're trying to get you young men to see. There is a difference between you getting crumbs and a woman thinking about you when she goes. You're the last thing she thinks about when she goes to bed at night. You're the first thing she thinks about when she wakes up. Matter of fact, she can't wait.
She wants to give you the whole pie.
Right.
She wants you to have the whole pie.
Right. 201. You remember you were young 201 when you remember us when you were a kid and you were thinking about Christmas. You remember Christmas Eve where you were like, dude, I need to hurry up, go to sleep. So, you know, Christmas. Right. Yeah, I mean, right. That excitement right there. Well, that's the excitement that you're not going to get from using things outside of yourself. Remember, at the end of the day, and get your crayons out, the game is either on you or in you. And if it is on you, that means you're dangling your body, your clothes, your cars, and your job. But if it's in you, like George and myself, I can walk around in shorts and flip-flops. I don't do that, but I can look raggedy. Flip-flops, and my hair looked all messed up. And I can pull
clothes don't make the man makes the clothes.
Yeah, motherfucker. Yes, sir. Exactly. So, yes, keep your looks going and work on you. Absolutely. But you've got to work on the inside to show her that, you know what? This is why you need to get with me, not the other way around. George, you have something on that, sir, real quick before we. Oh, wait, hold on. What'd you say, 201?
Real quick, because a lot of people say within the first 5 nanoseconds, she knows whether or not she wants to be with you. So if you don't have a lot of time to really get to know her, how do you really make that show in that first 5 seconds?
George, you can go first, and I'll go second. Okay, I'm gonna mute. Okay, George, go ahead and talk. I'm gonna mute you real quick. 201, so George can talk. In 334, we'll bring you in 1 second. George, go ahead and answer the question. I'll go right behind you, sir.
Yeah, I guess we're talking about quick meetups, meeting someone at a bar or a party or out and about. That is one way of meeting a woman. It is not the only way. When you're older, when you're an old player, you learn the value of the long game, not the immediate game. When you're young, you want immediate gratification. All right. When I go out, I enter winning. I do not keep score and consider myself to be a loser if I walk out alone at the end of the night. Now, this is when I was out there, you know, I guess you young guys would call it running game and so forth. I was winning when I walked in the place, and I don't evaluate my night based upon if I'm leaving with somebody or end up in the car with somebody. The long game is what you always have to be investing in, not the short game. Men goof up with the short game so much. They think everything is about the short game, the quick game, the immediate game. The idea is this, that you play the long game and that you have multiple options where if one option falls through, you don't care. That is the principle of indifference. You don't care if she's with you or not. She will sense that. And this is very carnal of me to say this, because I'm normally not, I'm the guy that's talking about marriage and long-term relationships and the sanctity of marriage and all that stuff. That's the angle I'm coming from. But if I was a young man and my hair was dark and my beard was dark the way it used to be, one of the things that I used to do was play the indifference game. And that is acting like you don't care, giving just enough to whet the appetite. It's like the trailer for a movie. It whets your appetite to want to go see the movie and plop down the $12 for the movie ticket. And the people who edit these movie trailers want to give you just enough to make you interested. Did you ever go to a movie that totally sucked, but the trailer was fantastic? You know, and you're like, Jesus, this movie really sucked. I can't believe I just blew $12. What happened was the person who created that trailer and edited it was a genius, but they did not deliver when it came to the movie. I will tell you this, learn how to make a great trailer and a great movie. The trailer is for immediate gratification. The movie is for long-term pleasure, long-term enjoyment, long-term commitment, and so forth. Consider the fact that the long game might be missing from your life. So when you work out, check this out. When you work out for you. That's why you go to the gym. You go to the gym for you, not for anyone else.
Right.
You eat well for you.
Yes.
You get a good shave if you're a shaving man. You get a good shave for you, right, not for anyone else. When you are pleased with you and happy with you and not frustrated with you and comparing yourself with other people who are more jacked and more handsome, guess what? That shows tremendously.
Right. 201, 334, we're going to bring you in right quick. I just want to say something, 201 real quick. 201, my boy Rosebud Bitter Dose, the pimp says this: you can't win today's game with yesterday's score. And this is the antithesis of most of you guys out there. See, the thing that I do, okay, when you get a chance, go to the website and go to my Yakology and listen to all the women throwing themselves at me. You know what I did? I didn't make it about sex. I made it about my time. I don't see the reason why guys like myself and George win, because like he say, the long game. I could meet 1 million women like you, but you'll never meet a motherfucker like me. So what is it about you that's going to get my time first and my attention? And see, when you come at him that way, 201, they can't detect any thirst, neediness, or hunger, or like a lot of y'all do. Y'all want it so fast. That's why they want guys like us, because we have a thing called options, because a man who has options is not going to run, like the bulls. We going to walk down that hill because we good like that. Okay. But we got to grab that other call, 334. But 201, I
feel you.
much love to you,
Cool.
man. And we appreciate the call, brother. Okay. And if
Great
you have another
call.
question,
Great
call
call.
back and we got
Thanks,
you.
Steve.
All right. Much love to you, man. All right. Let's bring it. 334. Sorry for the long wait, man. What's your question, brother? What's going on, man?
No worries, guys. Thanks for having me. This is an amazing platform.
Thank you.
I think I failed a shit test last night with my girl, and I'm trying to find out how I can regain frame.
What frame are you trying to regain?
Well, just going off what y'all say, I'm a self-admitted, pretty good-looking guy. I've got my shit together, but my game is lacking. So I'm really trying to come in strong with this one. You mind if I tell you the situation real fast?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, you have the floor. Yeah, this is what the show is for you guys. Yes, please go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, so she had me, we've been getting along better and better. Now she's wanting me to meet her friend. She had me meet this guy friend of hers yesterday, who she made out with a few years ago, but as time has passed, he's become a good friend to her. So I show up to the place, I meet the guy, and upon greeting him, she puts her hand on his thigh in that sort of intimate area and looks at him and says, hello. And it threw some red flags on me. It kind of got to me a little bit, I admit. So I played it cool. I kept my cool together. And later on after work, I called her and I said, we need to meet up. We need to talk. And I met up with her. And I was trying to find that line between being dominant and assertive. But I think I may have gotten a little bit emotional with it as well. I think I may have lost it in that regard.
Okay. Oh, I'm gonna let George. Okay, can you turn on are you listening on the computer, right?
Oh, by the way, I can't hear George whenever he speaks, just to give you a heads up.
Right. Yeah. For some reason, I can barely hear myself on here, but everyone can hear him online though. So is your computer on?
I have it going on my iPad.
Okay, yeah, okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let George talk first, and I'll mute you so you can hear George, and then I'll come in. Okay. So George.
All right. Do you mind if I get just a little bit more specific for just a moment?
Sure. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I show up to her place, and basically I'm trying to be assertive. I'm trying to be dominant. I'm trying to set what I expect, and I tell her that that's unacceptable to me to put your hand on someone's thigh like that, a guy that you even made out with in the past. And I basically told her I felt disrespected by it and that it was just unacceptable. And I just feel like I got a little emotional with the whole thing. So those are basically a summation of the words that I said. And I think I got emotional with it. And I feel I lost frame in that regard while I was trying to be assertive and set the tone for what I expect. So I'm not sure how to play it. I'm going to be meeting her up again tonight in a couple hours. So I'm just trying to come in with the correct mindset. And I know you guys can offer that.
Okay. All right, George, I will let you go because I got a lot to say, George. So I'm going to let you go first. So we'll mute you real quick, 334, but stay right there because we just stay right there because George is going to talk so you can hear him on the computer. So go ahead, George. You have the floor, sir.
This is called situational awareness. First of all, don't deny your emotions. All right. There's nothing wrong with being emotional. Just delay your emotions. Don't allow your emotions to come out then and there, or even within a couple hours or later on. What I would have done is at that moment, I would have not said that you disapprove of what was happening. I would have shown that you disapprove. What I would have done was reach out to him. Hey, man, nice to meet you, man. You know what? I got to get going right now. I just have to get going, but good to meet you, dude. All right. And I'll talk to you later. I would say that to her and I would have walked out. Walk out. That establishes a mystery right there. She will not go to bed with that man. What happens is you walk. Now look at T21 Surfer says walk. You know why he says that? That's my brother. My brother is T21 Surfer. He and I think the same. Talk about a mind meld. We think the same. T21 Surfer says, walk. What happens is when you walk out, you create a vacuum. So what's going to happen is she's going to want to talk to you later. You're not being an ass to the man because he's a dude just like you are. Okay? He's just as nervous as you are. Shake his hand, be a gentleman, say, hey, dude, good to meet you, man. Good to meet you. I really have to get going now. And you exit the stage at that point. You become history at that point. I guarantee you, you would not ever have to call her again. She would be calling you because you pull away from her, which will draw her closer to you. And what happens is women don't like a man who's desperate in any way. There's no begging, pleading, or explaining in your game or frame. And I hate using those words. I don't want to use those words. So I want to get far away from that. And the fact that you are indifferent to it, indifferent to her, is going to give you power. Back in my younger player days, it was scarcity. Like when she calls, you just don't answer the phone. You don't answer it in the first ring. Hello? You don't do that. Scarcity, indifference, and dread. God, I hate using those words, but I had to fall back on those.
All right, 334. You there? Okay, 334. Check it out. Let me ask you a question. It's gonna be huge. Now we got it. Now I love you. This is gonna be a punch in the chest. I'm Uncle Dean. I'm doing it because I love you, dog. Let me ask you a question. Have you ever met a lion that was in frame?
A lion that was inflamed?
You said you used the key word. You want to get back to your frame. Have you ever heard of a lion using terms or terminologies or have thought processes of a word that's used frame?
No, I haven't.
Okay, that's your first mistake, because what you're doing is you're trying to be something that when you say frame, I'm from the old school. There's no such thing as frame. That's something that was cooked up in some book or something online to make y'all think that y'all are doing something new. No, you're not in a frame. You're just a man, period. Now, let me ask you a question. Do you have a job?
I do, yeah.
Okay.
I have a decent job as a swim coach.
Oh, no. I'm not asking you what you do. Because I want to connect something to you, okay? Follow me on this.
Okay, yeah.
When you went to your job, your boss told you what he expected of you. He told you what time he wanted you in. He told you what time you take lunch and what time you leave. Am I correct?
That is correct.
He laid down a foundation to say, if you want to work for my company, then these are the guidelines of my legacy statement, my mission statement, and my vision statement. This is now your pay is a negotiable. I'm not talking about pay, but I'm saying as far as you going on that job, before you could agree, he told you what was expected. Am I correct?
This is correct.
And let me ask you a question. Let's say you didn't do something that you were supposed to do and you got caught. You would get a warning or a write-up. Am I correct?
Certainly would be reprimanded.
Yes, you'd be reprimanded. And they would tell you, if you do that behavior again, there might be a possibility that you're going to get fired. Am I correct?
Yes.
Now, let's take this thing that you have that's not a relationship. This disrespectful thing that I don't know what you want to call it, but is drawn in disrespect. But what I need you to understand is this, young man, is that I can't blame her. Dude, I want to blame her so bad. Oh, it's killing me. I want to blame her. But 334, you are the man, you are the leader, you are the king. And my problem is, where was your legacy statement, your mission statement, and your vision statement, sitting that woman down and letting her know, look, for me, I don't do the guy friends. Now, look, if you have associates, that's one thing. But at the end of the day, respect me, meaning don't put your hand on another guy in front of me, because that's disrespectful. But even on top of that,
That's exactly what I told her, brother.
right, but no. But you told her too late in the game. You see what I'm saying? You told her after the fact. Does that make any sense?
That does make sense. I had to run off to work after about 10 minutes into that interaction, so I ended up leaving as he said. I ended up leaving only because I had to go to work.
Okay, wait a second. Is she your girlfriend?
Okay.
Is she your girlfriend, or is she somebody you're trying to get with?
No, she's a girlfriend.
Oh, whoa. Wait, sir.
A new girlfriend.
Wait. I don't care if she's new, old, or middle. It doesn't. No. If she's your girlfriend, then I ask you, young man, where was the conversation like your boss did to you? Like your boss did to you. Where was that conversation with her telling her, look, if you want to be with me, these are my standards. And if you can't do what I'm asking you to do, you'll get a shit test, of course. But your problem is that, and again, you wasn't emotional, okay? I don't want, like George is saying, I don't want you to feel bad about what you're saying. It's just you said it too late. The problem is not only are you rewarding her bad behavior tonight by seeing her, well, I'm asking you, she disrespected you. I'm asking you, what is the punishment? Going out with her tonight?
Man, as lame as it sounds, the punishment was I canceled a picnic we had earlier today.
No, but you're still going out. Wait. But you're still going out with her today, right?
Yeah, I have plans to go out with her tonight.
Wait. So are you really punishing her? Is she really feeling the brute force of you being a man and what she can't do? Or are you pacifying, giving her Neosporin and warm milk, putting her in timeout and having a talk with her? What do you think you're doing?
Probably the warm milk option.
So do you think she respects somebody? So, and I'm going to throw it to George, but I want you to hear this last thing. You train everybody on how to treat you, young man. So do you think after she disrespected you, you came to her then trying to tell her what she shouldn't do, and then you're rewarding her bad behavior by seeing her tonight? Do you think she's going to respect you, or do you think she's going to stop the behavior, sir?
I do think she will, only because of the way I handled it last night. And she came off apologizing and crying. I'm not trying to make her cry, but she became very emotional and basically broke down and told me how important I was to her.
No,
so I don't know.
All right, time out. All right, I'm gonna throw it to George. I got two more things to say. Time out. Write this down. When a woman feels backed and cornered, they will either get mad, gator tears. That's number one. Number two is, if she said what she said, that she loved and she's appreciating you and she cares about you and all this other stuff, then riddle my cupcake ass this. Where was that loving and caring and respectful person when she was touching another man like that? Where was all that at, sir?
Shit, it wasn't there.
Yeah, I mean, George, I'll throw it to you. All right, George, I throw it to you, George.
Yeah, I did a video. You can find this video on my YouTube channel called "Dominate the Woman." Go to my YouTube channel, George Bruno. I did a video a couple weeks ago called "Dominate the Woman." I don't know. Within one day, it got 50,000 hits and a lot of haters. But here's the reality: behavior modification rule number one is behavior that gets rewarded gets repeated. If you reward the bad behavior, guess what? It keeps coming back. I'm not saying punish the bad behavior, but extinguish that behavior. You extinguish that behavior by not rewarding it. You can actually change her behavior with your actions. Here I go again, going back to the old player days, using the word scarcity. Not seeing her tonight would make a pretty strong statement.
Yes.
That you care more about you. You care about you because other guys are on their knees crawling around getting little doggy treats from her. You are not. That's how, if you want to use that old language of frame, go for it. That's how you establish frame, by respecting yourself. You have to respect yourself enough where that's not acceptable. You might, like, for instance, she might not really understand your behavior, but you might have to spell it out for her and literally say those words. And you sound like a really intelligent guy. Every caller tonight so far, just super intelligent. You're telling your stories and scenarios perfectly. And I hope you accept this. This is what you do. You need to tell her that truly, that really is not acceptable. And you don't say it loud. You don't say it angrily. You say, that really was not acceptable. A woman that says that she's into me doesn't act like that. Do you agree with me? If she doesn't agree with you, she goes.
Yes.
That's where the indifference comes in. You have to let her know that you have one foot out the door and that you are willing to walk away from her with 1 second notice. That's it. That's not being manipulative. What it is, it's respecting yourself and caring for you. You want to care for your mental health because a solid, grounded 304, whatever your number is going to be a solid, grounded 304 is going to be a respected, admired 304.
Right. So 334.
334.
And this is what I would do. I would tell her, look, you know what? I still don't feel comfortable about what happened. Because I mean, you don't feel good about it right now. That's why you're calling us. And you need to be honest with her. I don't feel comfortable about what happened the other night. And I know we talked about it, but I'm gonna need a few days just to think about things, because what I can't understand is a woman that cares about me, loves. I mean, you can use all the stuff that she said. You know, I love you. You are my sun, moon, and stars, whatever the fuck that bullshit she was saying while she was crying. You can use that against her, because here's my thing. What I don't understand, if someone that loves me and thinks that I'm all these things, why would she be so disrespectful to me with another man? Because I would never do that to you. Why do you think it's okay for you to do that to me? And I think, you know what? Not saying we're breaking up. I'm not saying break, because a lot of you guys are not strong enough to go cold turkey. Y'all not ready to like just let it go. I mean, George can do that. Yeah, I mean, because he's smooth on the other side of the pillow. But for you, young man, you're not in that moment right now. Now, listen, I have a feeling after we get off the phone, you're going to feel like you want to do this, but you're not going to do it. But all I'm saying, and what George is saying to you, is this. If you go out tonight, that thing that you call a frame is going to be built on a foundation of disrespect. And that point is going to lead to other things, because if this is the guy that she was kissing and all this other stuff, like you said before, and she's touching his leg, you don't think this is the same guy that's going to be like, hey, Judy, how you doing? You know, I'm having problems. Can I come see you so we can talk? Oh, I miss these times we spend together. Oh, I didn't mean to kiss you. I'm sorry. You know, it's just that moment. Just don't tell you. You see that? 334. I had 334. Listen, I'm telling you from the other man. Okay. I used to be that whore slut guy that I never had female friends, but they had me as their friend. But they had other men. And you know what? When they when they realized they men had no spine and balls, they would just come knocking at my door, complaining about you, complaining the fact that she's, again, maybe a shit test, George, that maybe that was a shit test that you didn't win. But the thing about a woman at the end of the day, and this goes back to nature, if you are not seen as a man 334, then she is going to look for those things that you are missing in somebody else. So again, we appreciate the call. You do what you want, young man, but I hope that you reconsider going out with her tonight and showing and holding a stance for yourself. It's going to sting. You're going to hate it. You're going to want to talk to her and all this other stuff. But you got to hold the line if you really want to get the respect that you deserve as a man, okay? Oh, I guess we lost. Okay, all right. So anyway, George, back to the show, guys. If y'all want to call in, y'all can. This is a great show. And like I say, we love your phone calls and we are here for you. But George, you know, this is something I noticed, George, even with that last caller. And this is a thing that a lot of guys don't understand. A lot of guys, unfortunately, go into meeting women trying to be liked by that woman, George, instead of going for the attraction. They walk on eggshells and they do certain things to put them in a position like that young man right there. Unfortunately, again, I don't know about the frames. Like I say, I was out of class when they was teaching. I don't even know what is a frame, George? Where does that even come from? What is a frame, dude? What is that, man?
That's taught by the more modern, I wouldn't even say modern, the internet gang, the internet forums, the Reddit, the dating forums, the Reddit guys, the authors, the so-called experts who sit behind a keyboard, and they're experts behind a keyboard.
Oh.
And there's no real confidence there, and they use a lot of big academic words. And what happens is a lot of young men fall victim to smart sounding. The minute someone starts using those words, I can already tell whose books they read, whose videos they watched. And what I don't want to do is have to expend energy to disprove that stuff.
Right.
Because what happens is this. Is the guy is trying, he really is.
Yes.
And he let us on very early in the call. He told us, he says, I may have gotten emotional. He just gave us the answer. He was too emotional.
Yes.
He was too emotionally invested in her. You don't get emotionally invested with anyone for a long time. You need to kind of guard your heart.
Right.
Because it has to do with respect for yourself. It really does. When you are absolutely exclusive, that woman, when the exclusivity is mutual, that woman will climb mountains and swim shark-infested waters to get to you. And she will make sure that her optics, in other words, when I say her optics, she will make sure that what you see is only about you. She doesn't put her hand on someone else's leg to get you to draw closer. What you need to teach her is that when she puts her hand on someone else's leg, that draws you, or that drives you away, not draws you closer.
Right. Well, George, you know what I was thinking? I think, and this is for a lot of guys, unfortunately, when a lot of guys who don't get women, George, they finally get one, they sometimes let certain types of behaviors go because they're under the impression that, you know, I'd rather have half a woman and half bitch than no woman at all. So maybe it's okay. Or then they get around their grass-eating lion friends that tell them, well, you know, all couples fight and that's what couples do and all this other stuff. And they get more confused. And then, like you say, they may go to Reddit or YouTube asking questions and they tell them, well, your frame is whatever, all that stuff. But what I'm saying is, I think with that young man is that you can tell a man with options versus a man who really doesn't have options. And I think he likes the woman more than she likes him. I think that's the problem right there. He's more invested in her than she is with him, because a woman that's invested, she automatically knows, you know what I mean, George, that, you know what? I know, hey, look, if I pump enough blood out of my heart to go through my muscles into my hand to even reach over to touch another man around Steve, we already done. She already knows what is with me. Oh wait, I think he called back. Hey, he called back, George. Hold on. Let's bring him in. He called back. So let's bring him in. I think 334. You're back on, man. Do you have a question? What's up?
Yo, can you hear me?
Yes.
What's up, guys? Yeah. What do you guys think I should do tonight based on the situation that I told you?
Well, I'll let George go first. Go, good George. He's asking what he should do, George. You go first, sir.
Two things happen. You get in life what you allow. Number one, Alex Karras used to say, you get in life, you don't get what you deserve, you get what you negotiate. And if you operate from a position of power right from the get-go, be willing to walk away from the table. The best negotiators and salesmen will tell you this. You must be willing to walk away from a deal at any given time. You don't say that, but your actions show that you're willing to walk away any given moment. That's the first thing. Second thing is this, is that she's only doing it because other men have allowed her to do that in her life.
Yes.
What's going to, take my word for it, this is not the first time that she's done this. She's playing you in the same way that she's played other men and had success. What's going to happen is if you react differently than all those other men that fell for that nonsense, you're going to have the upper hand. But she's telling you, she's making it very clear to you what she thinks of men. And she thinks very lowly of you.
Yes.
She thinks very lowly of you. She does not respect you.
Yeah.
I've always said this, that women want to be loved, but men need to be respected. The minute she disrespects you, you need to go, period. You don't need to say that. You just need to go. That's all.
Oh, okay. 334 now. I want to tell you this, that it's going to be a very, mute yourself, 334.
Period. You don't need to say that.
Wait for him to mute yourself.
334 now.
Mute.
I want to tell you that
Hello.
Very,
okay, you there, 334? Hello? All right, maybe you'll call back. Oh, he's on. Just call back 334 and I'll tell you what you need to do, because
My bad, guys.
Okay.
I'm trying to mute it right now.
All right, listen, 334, listen to me.
Is that better?
Yeah, now hold on, listen to me. This is very important that you need to understand. What Uncle George just told you, you need to listen to Unc and do that. But I got to be honest with you here, okay? Because this is your crossroad. This is the most important point for you and that woman right here. And let me explain this, 334. What George said is infinitely right, period. But here's the thing, 334, that you got to understand. If you do what George says, you better stand by it. Because the moment you break, all right, and I'm going to explain this to you. The moment if you do what George is saying, what you should do, okay? And then all of a sudden you retract and go backwards, you've lost her for good. And that's why you got to be careful about what you say, because George is telling you some man stuff. Because let me explain what's going to happen here. The tears are going to either turn into anger, or the tears are going to turn into her dangling sex in your face. Or it might go back to tears. It's going to be one of those three things. Why? Because she's trying to get
genuine sex in my face.
I'm sorry?
Did you say genuine sex?
No, she's gonna throw sex she's gonna withhold sex from you. Okay, listen.
Okay.
What George is saying is absolutely right. With a man, that's what a man does. I mean, I can't even argue with that. That was beautiful. That was a Mona Lisa. But what I'm saying to you, because you seem like you don't get that many relationships because you don't have options. The problem is that if you do what George says, which is right, she is going to then test you again. Because here's the thing, 334. If you do what George did, her question is, why didn't you do that when I did it the first time? So let's see if you're the real deal. You know what? F you, or don't talk to me. She's going to hang up, or she's going to get mad at you, or she's going to start crying again. And if you say, oh, baby, I'm sorry. Let's just forget about it and go out. You're losing for good. I'm saying do it. Listen, 334. Everybody wants to be a lion until it's time to be a lion, brother. And we always tell y'all that. Everybody wants to be a man and everybody wants to be red pill until it's time to be red pill. And this is your crossroads. So what I'm saying to you is this. You can either do nothing and her not respect you. You can do something and gain her respect, or you can do something, she tests you, and then you go back to what you were doing before and apologizing, and then you lose her altogether. So it's for me and George, that it's an easy thing. That'd be easy. We could do that with our eyes closed. But what I'm saying for you is that I think that you care about her more than you care about yourself, number one. I think this is a relationship that you're kind of like walking on eggshells, so to speak, because again, this frame thing, I don't mean to beat that in the horse, but you're steadily trying to get into something that you should have on the inside. You see what I'm saying? You're trying to frame something on the outside that you should have inside of yourself. So I'm just saying, listen, Uncle George, Unc is right. That's what you should do, 334. But I just want to lay out the three different things that are going to happen, okay? You either do what Uncle George says, and she's going to get mad. She may stomp. She may scream. She may yell. But 334, she will respect you. And she won't do it again because now she knows the repercussions of her behavior. That's number one.
And then after that, I just leave it alone. And what? She comes back to me eventually? Is that what you're saying?
Well, here's the thing. And I'm going to throw it to Uncle George. I'm going to open George up again. But here's the thing. Listen, I keep telling y'all, to be king, you got to sacrifice sometimes. My respect and who I am is much more important than some woman. I'm sorry. What she did in my book, she would have been gone or a booty call. I would have been done with her. But George, he's asking. Now I'm gonna throw it to George to turn on your iPad because I want Uncle George to talk on this one. George, what do you think about what we're saying right here, brother?
You get exactly what you allow in your life. Number one, if you have to work for something, you can get some pretty good results if you work for something. But what if you just are something? What if you are that positive, effective, fully functioning human being that just attracts women that you don't have to work for? Sure, it's great to be with a woman that you worked hard for, but guess what? In order to maintain that woman, you are going to have to keep up that work. It's too much work to keep it going. Realize this. You are one of her plates that she's spinning.
Woo!
You are one of her options. You want to live your life in such a way whereas you are the only option, not one of her options. She's got 5 guys. 5 guys right now, 3 to 5 guys that she's doing the very same thing with. Okay? A true leader has volunteers, not slaves.
Yes.
If you are a leader, she will volunteer to be with you, to operate within your kingdom. That's the way that is. It's not arrogance. It's not mental superiority. It's you're a man. She is silently begging to be led by you, to be dominated by you. Now, some people will misinterpret that as more abusive kind of relationship, and I'm not talking about that. Look at Whiskey Dadon says, become the magnet of what you want to attract out of life in all areas. And I will have to agree with that. When you are a leader, you get volunteers. And you get many volunteers. And then you decide who you want to operate within your leadership sphere. And then you determine whether she would be a good partner for you. Now, if the goal is just to have sex, that's the easy part. If you're looking for a partner, someone that's going to be around after she does the walk of shame tomorrow morning, then you need to be a leader and not work for it. Women know when you're working for it. They know it, because when you operate under their rules, and there's 5 other guys operating under their rules, she gives a little doggy treat to the guy who works the hardest. This is where the concept of indifference comes in, and be willing to walk away from the table.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, already, I don't think she's long-term material.
Right. Yeah.
If you're looking for a quick relationship, a quick encounter with her, then she might be the one. She made it very clear to you that she's not long-term material at all, because she will always. She revealed her game to you early on, and that's a blessing, because you eliminated that bullshit from your life. Can you imagine having this woman as a partner in your life? Can you imagine having to always be working hard? Can you imagine her putting her hand on other men's legs, the other five men that are courting her, her other 5 plates that she is spinning, the other men that are weak and less than a leader? She's being the leader, and the other 5 are being the followers. You need to do a role reversal with her. But I think that's too hard. That's too much bullshit. You're a leader. You want volunteers. You don't want slaves. This is it's too hard to deal with. You shouldn't have to work. Some people teach a concept called direct approach, and that's just where there's clarity right from the get-go. And you establish that clarity right from the start.
Right. And 334, the thing that you have to understand is that what we're telling you to do is something that is really an awakening for you. Not really. It's going to be awakening for her if you go through with it, because she's not used to dealing with a man. And I'm not, no disrespect to you. I'm saying that she's not used to being with someone dominant, because she sounds like the kind of person who's always been in control of all the men. And all of the men have been walking on eggshells. And what we're saying is crush the eggshells. Stop walking on eggshells. Yeah. You got to listen. Right now, part of you, you're like a roller coaster ride of emotion, because what's happening to you right now while you're listening to this show is that if you look at your hands, you start to see the nails starting to grow in the claws. And if you touch your teeth, they starting to come out in fangs and stuff. And you're like, whoa, what is this metamorphosis? And this metamorphosis is being a man. This is what we are, and this is what we do. Listen, 334, I know you might love her lips, her hair, her soft skin, maybe her blue or green eyes. You might love the curve of her breasts, her hips, her thighs, and everything that she has to offer you, right? But you got to love yourself that much more, 334. Love all those things, but love yourself that much more, enough to say it's enough. And you know what? Like George said, George, my God, George, you're like dipping your hands in glass now, man, because I'm trying to tell him to calm down slowly. You being some real messy. This is why I love George. 334. Do you hear what we're saying right now, big dog? You back there? Now you back 334?
Yeah, I'm back. My laptop died, so I missed that last 45 seconds.
Well, no, I'm okay. It's fine. But
Yeah,
what I'm saying 334 is this: Uncle George or Unc was saying to you, or George, the man, was saying to you that you've got to stop and you've got to think about what you have. She's already telling you what she is, and you're not looking at it. You don't see what she is. Does that make any sense?
It does. It does. It's just confusing because whenever I ask her to come over, she comes over. Whenever I call her, she answers. Whenever I try to have sex, she's down.
Okay.
So that makes the whole thing more confusing.
But check it out. Okay, wait. Okay, fam. She's your girlfriend. She's supposed to do that. That's what girlfriends do. Baby, I want you to come over. Okay. Baby, I want some. Okay. That's what girlfriends do. But what a girlfriend doesn't do is put her hand on another man's leg in front of. Now, wait a second. Was this in front of you?
This was in front of me, man. This is 2 feet away from me.
Dude, you need to shoot me in the back of mama doobla blah gobble, man. What? Wait. I got to play this for George real quick. Give me a second, sir. I got this. Give me a second for George. Oh wait, I'm sorry. That's the wrong one. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I want to do this for my boy Joe. Hold on, give me a second. This is how smooth. Give me a second. Oh wait, that's not it. Oh wait, golly, I'm sorry. Here you go. This should be it.
White chocolate, smoother than the other side of the pillow. White chocolate.
There you go.
Damn, this
White chocolate.
Okay, yeah. Now 334. You know why why she's singing white chocolate and he's smoothing the other side of the pillow? Because every woman he deals with knows the boundaries. There are no excuses. They know. And that means that if you want to be with a great man, right? Yeah, I mean, you must be a greater woman. You got to show me why I am giving you my time. And that's what I'm saying, 334. I'm trying to guide you down the ladder slowly. George is telling you to dip your hands in glass. And he's right. Look, George is right. But I just don't know if you got it inside you to do that. That's all I'm saying. I'm not challenging you. I'm just saying, yeah, I mean, you know what I mean? I don't look, I don't want you mad and depressed and all that other stuff. Sometimes, like George is saying, it's like shit to get off the pot, right, George? And George is right. But I'm just I've met guys like you. There's no knock on you, but the problem is that you haven't felt that feeling of what is she doing? Is she gonna call me? Or that pain. Now, if you're ready to deal with it like a man, do what George says. George is 1,000,000% right. He's told you she is not even worth, dude. She is not even worth being your girlfriend doing that disrespectful stuff. So what you got to do, 334, is you must have a powwow with yourself. George told you what to do. I told you what to do. Now you have all the weapons on the table, sir. What do you want to do? So you make that determination, okay, sir?
Man. Yeah. No, I'm gonna do that. It's gonna be hard. Me and my friend were having the talk the other day about being a man and sacrifice, and you keep saying the word sacrifice. So it's just coming full circle, man.
Yeah. Don't get her and lose yourself. What you need to do.
I do it strong and swiftly.
Wait. Hold on. Wait. George was saying something. Hold on.
Come back. That's all I hope.
Oh, wait. Hold on. Wait. Hold on, George. What are you saying, George? Hold on. George, talk. What do you say, George?
Don't get her and lose yourself. What you need to do is get yourself. That's it.
All right. Hey, guys, we're about to wrap this up. So if y'all want to call in, y'all hurry up, call in real quick. 515-605-9373. We're about to wrap the show up. But 334, listen, man. We're here for you, man. Okay. And if you have problems, call tomorrow. You know, we are a support system. You know, we're gonna punch you in your chest, but we are here for you. Okay. You don't ever feel like you're alone in this. All right. We're here for you, but but when we're not here for you, you got to be there for yourself. Okay. That's the thing at the end of the day. Okay. So remember, I told you the 3 things that are going to happen. One of those 3 things are going to happen. Okay. We got another call to grab. We wish you the best of luck, 334, and let us know what happens next week. Okay.
Hell yeah, guys. Thank you.
All right. Much love to you, man. All right. Well, last call, area code 515. You're the last call. You're on myself and White Chocolate. What's up, 515?
Yo, what's going on, fellas? It's Ray Brasileiro from Houston, man. The number is actually a 713 number, but it disguises itself. But anyway,
okay.
Anyway, I was giving you a call because I kind of had a situation that literally just happened today, and I just want to take a second to frame it for you guys for a little bit, if you don't mind me doing that. Do you?
No, George, you okay?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead, sir.
Okay, all right. So basically, I'm in a situation where I'm rebuilding my income because I lost my business a couple years back. So I'm like really, really on the grind right now. So I'm really, really focused on what I'm doing. And I'm in an environment where we're all contractors, we're 1099 and all that. So, you know, you can kind of mess with any chick you want, you know, at the office. Nobody gives a damn. So today we had another office come over and visit. We had like a big party and all that. And I mean, the chicks were, that office is like 90% females and they fine as hell. One of them, in a different culture of mine, she's Asian. She kind of presented herself to me. And I didn't really pay attention at first because I do that sometimes. But after, you know, the second time when she came back, she made a point to, like, we was getting some cake or whatever. And she asked me if my wife made it or something like that. And, you know, most people know I'm not married here, but, you know, I had to make sure I made that point. But my whole thing was, like, she has an engagement ring on her finger. And so it's not that I haven't been with chicks that's engaged. I just never been with a chick that's engaged that I knew about in advance. And so I really just kind of, I guess it's a missed opportunity, basically. But I'm going to see her again. And so, you know, I know, Dean, you've been with plenty of married chicks that's engaged, all of that, you know. My only situations with them has been in a club or a bar. And by the time I found out they was with somebody, we was halfway to the crib. You know what I'm saying? So,
what, is she engaged? Do you know she's engaged?
Yeah. She got an engagement ring on.
No. Wait, whoa. Do you know? Now, I'm not talking about the I see a ring on her finger. Do you know?
Oh, do I know?
Yes.
I haven't checked with anyone.
Oh,
yet.
I'm gonna let you. Oh, wait. You know I'm punching you in your chair. Hold on, George. I'm gonna let you go first.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Hey.
You know.
All right, turn on your computer because George is about to talk. Because for some reason you can't hear. So George is about to talk. Then I'm gonna get your ass. But George, go ahead. I'm gonna mute. Go ahead, George. Go ahead, talk, brother. You got it, George.
She made it very clear, very, very clear what her intentions were. I love what you said when you said she presented herself to me. I want to pat you on the back because that's how you do it. They present themselves to you. Now, she might be hedging a bet for something a little higher than what she's engaged to. Her experience might be that she might think, man, all men are dogs and willing to go for this. And I would say to her, what's up with that ring on your finger? Just direct approach, because you can cut through all the nonsense. Hey, what's up with that ring? And she'd be like, well, you know. And you'll be like, yeah, I know. How about being direct with me? What's up with the ring on your finger? And she'll, as soon as you cut through all the, well, you know stuff, well, you know how it is, then you'll know what the rules of the game are. You'll know if it's relationship material or just one night stand material, or if she could be a little side dish for you. You know, and like you said, different cultures are, they are different. Let's not pretend that everybody is the same. The Asian culture is different, and different isn't always better. Sometimes it can be, but it doesn't always mean that it's better. Different can also mean more problems as well. But I would just be direct with her and say, "Hey, what's up with the ring?"
Right. Okay.
I can't help but notice the ring.
All right. 515. You there, big dog? You there? Or 713? You there, man? You there?
I'm here.
I'm about to punch you in your damn chest. Look, Uncle George is right. Check this out. For number one. Look, when she brought up your wife and you saw the ring, at that point you could have brought up, maybe your husband, yada yada yada. But 515, what you gotta understand, this is the gigolo in me talking to you now. This the gigolo in me talking. Well, you gotta understand that we're in a time now where they got cuckold relationships, and you don't know if her husband gave her permission to go find somebody. You don't know if the ring. See, why do you always think I always say to you guys, why do single women wear wedding rings? Because they are trying to figure out the guys who want commitment from the guys that want one night stands. You don't know what that ring on her finger represents because, like George says, you had the opportunity several times to ask what it meant, because that right there would have solved everything. Because it sounds like she was, and I'll use that PUA thing. I'm gonna try to abbreviate it. Okay, it's DOYA. Dead on your ass. I don't know, George. I try to be like the PUA right there. But yeah, so she was dead on your ass, man. And I'm telling you, like George says, welcome to the fraternity. Welcome to the fraternity, man. Because that's how it's supposed to be. They want us. And here's the thing, 515. Have you met her before?
I've seen her before, but I never met her.
Does she have other friends in the office that she knows that you know?
Well, yeah, from her office.
Oh, hey, dog, I'm just trying to connect dots here. See, one thing y'all don't understand about women is that they talk. She could be like, my fiance is blah, 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 right? Ooh, well, girl, I know this guy in the office and he's single, girl. And you know what? He can probably make your toes curl like the Wicked Witch, when the house landed on her ass and her toes curled the other way. Well, did he say, well, we got a guy in the office like that? Oh, really? Yeah. Dude, it really doesn't matter how she came over there, dog. She came over there for a reason, because she was DOYA, dead on your ass. DOYA. That's that PUA thing, guys. See, I'm trying. So she was dead on your ass. Your problem is that what's important is she has to know that you're look, okay, I'm gonna say this one thing. Listen, please understand this. I don't condone you messing with married women or engaged women and all that other stuff, but that comes with the territory. So I'm going to be 100 with you. When a woman is coming at you like she is and she's in a relationship, she needs to make sure that you don't put her business out on the street, number one, that you could keep secrets, and that if y'all do get together, that it's going to be what's between y'all, okay? That's what she's trying to figure out with you, and you're failing right now. And I don't even know if she's in a relationship. Maybe she's got a cuckold thing going where she told her man, I'm going to go find someone to bring home so you can watch me sleep with him. You don't know. It could be a numerous amount of things, but we know this. Myself and George, King's English, or George and I, we know that she's dead on you. She's trying to get at you. So the next time you see her, the first thing you do is pull her to the side and ask her what's going on. What does that ring represent? That's all you got to find out. And then
Just
if she
straight up, just
wait, what do you mean straight up? Whoa, oh wait, no. I'm sorry. No. Yeah, I want you to go over there and say, I don't really. Well, I normally don't do this, but is it okay if I ask you a question? I'm trying to get in frame, and my saucers and my books told me, man, come on, dude, just ask her. Then, whatever she says to you, you as a man must determine. If she says I'm married, engaged, living with someone, it is none of our business what you do. It is up to you what you want to do at that point. Now, you should be biting her neck and take up tree. But anyway, it's up to you what you want to do. We're not here to tell you what to do. We're just telling you to read the damn signs, okay?
yeah.
Oh my God. Boy, you lucky you ain't calling Tuesday. I'll be cussing your ass out right now. Okay, thank you, man. Hey, man, you lucky you called it. you know I'll be, oh my God. You lucky today, though. Oh, I'm gonna give you the hey, Tuesday. I'm gonna give you the all right, man. We gotta let you go, man. We gotta end this show. But all right, much love to you. Much love to you. All right, George. As always, man, tell them how to give them all your information and what's going on with you, brother.
Best place to find me is my YouTube channel called George Bruno. It's a lot of great information, entertainment, intellectual, teaching you how to be solid, how to be a decisive man. I call myself the voice of sanity, clarity, and reason in this crazy world. I welcome you to go to my channel, subscribe, go through the videos. You'll enjoy it.
All right, and I just want to say real quick, guys, don't forget the 21 convention, guys. That's going to be in Orlando, Florida, October 24th through the 27th, guys. Get your tickets. A lot of great information. Now, guys, listen. Y'all know I started the 𝐂𝐋 shows. I just uploaded last night, guys. I keep telling y'all how easy it is. I just uploaded, I think it was 30 women. I think it was 25 to 30 women. All I did, like we always tell you, I just presented myself, and you get to hear the 30 women that were dead on me. They were hitting on me and all that. But with the 𝐂𝐋, I was just showing you how you handle every woman. There are 2 women in Vegas and all that other stuff. There are a lot of women hitting on me, but that's 𝐂𝐋 on the site. So that just came. I just dropped that last night. So listen to those 30 women. That's how your life should be. That's why I'm doing that. But anyway, guys, y'all want to mess with your boy, the Dean. Y'all know how to get me at the Man Mindset. Also, don't forget tomorrow we have a Red Man Group show, man. But at the last thing we want to say for myself and George is this. We appreciate all you guys out there, the ones that call, great calls. We love your calls.
Great
and
calls
we love
tonight.
the fact that you can talk to us. Everybody else out there, man. Hey, look, we appreciate all you guys out there. And like I said, yeah, wait, hold on, Surfer. I'm gonna post that because I want to tell y'all guys, man, you get your butt over to let me show you how to do this thing. Get over here to the 21 convention. That hey, look, George Bruno's brother. George Bruno's brother's cooler. Hey, we need to give him another song too. We need to find him a song. But yes, guys, get to the 21 convention, man. It's gonna be in Orlando, Florida. You'll get to meet George. I mean, guys, you think he's cool right now, smoking that pipe like he just got some ass or something? I'm telling you, he's cooler than that. He is really laid back, cool, man. He is a great man. Great stories. He is a great breath of fresh air. Guys, get to Orlando, man, if you can. Tickets are on sale. Grab those tickets, man. You get to meet us. We get to hang out, chill, and kick it. So I just wanted to say that right there. But George, as always, man, George, great show, man. I love it. I love it, man.
Yeah. Good show. Good callers tonight.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, we kind of went over. I'm sorry. Yeah, but we had to grab the calls. Anyway, guys, y'all have a wonderful weekend, man. Don't forget the Red Man Group show tomorrow, okay? Make sure y'all check that out. That's at 11 East. I'm sure it's 11 East. So make sure y'all check that out. And all you guys, if you're in the Florida area, please be careful. We're worried about y'all. We want y'all to make sure y'all are safe, okay? With that being said, my boy George and me, we out, and we will see you next Friday. Peace.